Welcome to another episode of Know Your Enemy, this time featuring Middle Ages Nazca. First let's look at their gem income. They have a gem income of 5 different gems, one each: fire, air, earth, astral and death. So no real focus there. Oh, I just noticed my scout is named Tupac. Good. So, commanders, and that's just a scout, 55 and flying, so great scout, bit heavy on the resources, and unlike my Pangaea scout, probably not recruitable just everywhere, but only in force. Kulaka, leadership 60 guy for 30 gold, that's a bargain. Another leadership 60 guy for 40 gold. I think he has a shield and the other one doesn't. No, he still does. I don't know. Probably don't need both of those. Leadership 80 guy for 70 gold. That's another good deal. Flying as well. So the first mage: fire 1, air 1, no randoms. Priest 1 and sacred for 100 gold. Okay, so this looks to be his researcher, probably. All of this says for mummify, they come back when they die as mummies. I'm just guessing the mummies aren't good, and it's more for flavor, like the reincarnation from Bannerlock. So 100 gold for 9 research isn't amazing, but at least they're sacred, so you save on upkeep, and well, it's good to have just a number of priests around, even though these paths I think aren't very strong at 1. Few resistances there. Priest, so it's already a priest 2. Earth 1, death 2. Can't random to get to death 3, but can get to earth 2. Can get astral for communion stuff, and can get air for no reason at all, and they're a bit old. 235 gold. And they can't get to 3, and you don't want to use 235 gold guys as communion slaves, but as communion masters. We haven't seen cheap slaves yet, so let's see how that works. Also a pretty cool looking unit. Sacred. Undead, lifeless, Nina lead, and inspirational +1. Okay, so this is the undead leader for 80, and he's inspirational. Not that undead usually need that much leadership. 40 gold. Looks pretty great. Actually, let's have a look. Well, these apparently can't do undead. It said in the selection screen that all their priests can summon low quality undeads, so that's probably what this unit does, summons low quality undead and then leads them. Next one of these is the priest one as well, that's sacred, but gets the bad pass from the researcher, but gets a reanimation bonus of 1, okay, that's nice. Fortune teller. 120 leadership. Okay, so bit of an evolution. Probably just better to save the money, and well, the other one didn't have the reanimation bonus, did he? No. Okay, so probably only want this for the reanimation bonus and not for the crap magic. These guys on Earth, and again they can't get to death 3. Okay, so I get it. So these are just a combination of the priest 1 carry guys plus the casters. 4 more gold. Oh. 350 is fairly expensive, but they get an animation bonus of 2. Okay. Incas. So this priest 3 is the first thing that jumps out at me. Having recruitable priest 3 is always nice. 2 fire, 2 air, can do something with that at least. A low chance to go on 3 on either path or get an S2. Or 1, not too much, but is fairly good against our satyrs, who have pretty crap morale, and it's decent against our centaurs with, I think, morale 12. And they're flying. Well, pretty good unit, expect to see a lot of those. Or rather expect to see him spending a lot of turns recruiting them. They're slow to recruit, so I don't expect to see that many of them around. Koya. That's the Moon Queen. So Earth 2, Death 2, and Astro 2. Not sure how great Astro 2 is without access to cheap communion slaves, which he just doesn't have. 30%, I've seen it 30% before. 5 different paths, so yeah. 3 of those are good, and 2 of them are a complete waste, so. See, might just want to recruit more of these over the Incas instead. That's all the paths he gets at 2, and a 10% random to have one of them at 3. Yeah. Phase 3, huge reanimation bonus, inspirational 2, can lead 180. Oh, that's a lot of cold resistance. Luckily we don't have any cold. Okay, so the first thing what really jumps out to me is the coal. The gold cost, 850, that's that's a lot of gold. And they're not slow to recruit. So yeah, if you ever get to a high gold income, you can just spam these guys. Why not? Yeah, looks to be a fairly versatile unit. Pretty sure they're not worth the gold. Like 5 different paths at 2 gives you some versatility, but you'd rather have like a path at 4, so I think. But very, very interesting unit, nonetheless. Yeah, so what do we have on the troop side? We have human warriors. Yeah, so they're 10 in everything except for protection. No shield. 7-3 and undisciplined. Not a unit you would want a whole lot of. These are the same except with the shield. Yeah, I think you would always want to do the shield guys for 1 more gold over the other guys. This guy has a sling. I don't see the point in slingers yet in this game. And he has javelins. So that's probably better than the slinger, at least. Probably the best of these, but 7 resources, so not that masterable. They are slaves, which explains their low morale. I don't think we've seen a slave driver in the commanders, but I might be wrong. Either way, not great stats. Not great stats at all, and well, they're fairly cheap. Not sure do they get mummified? No, they don't. And I'm not sure if you would want any of those. Okay, so the arch has precision 11, short bows, flying, hot 10 gold. That looks like a good deal. I'm pretty sure these make up the backbone of his army then. Like Sealum, Spearman, again with the shield and the lance. So that's actually above average stats for the price. I think that's pretty good. Protection 8, not great, but yeah, looks like a solid unit. Maceman, X-Man, I'm sure these are the same, just with different weapons. And Sun Guard, this is his sacred, it's bodyguard. Yeah, this is a bit. That's the typical sacred we see in this price region. Just slightly above average stats, good morale, and some sort of bonus. Sun Mace deals magic damage, triple damage against undead and demons. That's a lot of damage then, but I don't have any of those, so I'm not afraid. Oh, they are only map movement 2 though. Condor warriors. Another sacred storm immune. I feel like Lance instead. Bit more protection, but very similar stats. And very cheap. Okay. So what do I expect from Nazca then? None of these troops are really amazing to me. I'm pretty sure he would want to go for the archers and just put a lot of the summonable undead in front of him. Yeah, that's looks to be the strongest strategy of those. Just recruit a couple of these either of these Sun Guards or the Condor Warriors for some especially if there's a minor blast for some expansion and just a general nuisance flying stuff. Backbone of the army would be then the archers, and the front would be held by the free spawns from the. Okay, let's see how that works. Become a prophet and recruit this guy. Yeah, okay, so he can't. Oh, he can reanimate. Also, this looks to be the same reanimation from Lanka, which I'm not super familiar with. So these are fairly crap units, but you get a lot of them and you get them for free. This is with a priest too. Okay, so I'm guessing he can't reanimate. Why not? Because it's not sacred, maybe? Let's see. Can we do the priest 3 now, I think? It's not really good. He can't even reanimate. Why not? It's sacred. Okay, so apparently only these guys can reanimate, these 3. And they're all priest 1. He's not even a priest. But he can reanimate. No, he can't. Okay, so only these 2 and presumably the 850 gold thing can reanimate. Priest 1 and Priest 2. Good, so that means for me, from a Pangaea view, what I would want to do is bring a number of my Hierophants, which are Priest 1, which I will build a lot of anyway, to spam Banishment, and his undead will not do a whole lot against my centaurs with their crap stats. I will try to flank his archers on every fight with centaurs, because once they get into melee with centaurs, they will die very fast. Doesn't look like he's particularly strong in the early game either, so yeah, feels like he's going to get rushed. This is the first time I've ever done this, both in a game against the AI or against a human player. So that could go wrong, but if I'm out of the game quick, I'm out of the game quick and can start a new one, and if it works, that should do a lot for me, even though this gem income doesn't really help me at all. Like, I'm happy to get the earth income, but everything else is just fairly useless to me. I want water and I want nature, I think, with Pangaea and earth. So yeah, that's it. We'll see how it works out in game. See you in the next time.